welcome to Game Over Yeah, the video game podcast created by gamers for gamers, with our hosts Leon,
Dave,
Stag Beetle himself, Michael Guy Stevens,
and special guest this week, Rule the world,
rule the
world,
Pinky in the brain.
from Ragesquid, with their awesome game Action Henk. Rule, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. How you doing, man? Good.
Pretty good. I'm a bit stressed though, but it's going all right.
Oh man, let's massage him or something.
absolutely. Sit down in the psychiatrist's chair. Tell us all about it. Why are you so stressed?
Pop over to Amsterdam. That'll sort you right out.
Yeah, it's a bit hectic. I mean, like this is the first time ever that we're making a game all by ourselves. So it's a lot of stuff. I mean, we've been doing games we've been making games, but this is the first time that we actually want to do everything by ourselves. So, and then you realize how much stuff actually, you have to do when you want to release a game. And sometimes it's a bit, it can get a bit too much.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, how did Ragesquid come about, man?
Basically it originated from like a game jam group. So yeah, it's just we're just a bunch of friends, and we know each other from school. We were in this game development school, and I've been doing game jams for years and years already. I think I started doing that in like 2009. Wow. And I was doing like game jams, and then basically, you get this sort of group of people that you do game jams with, and it sort of, evolves. Some people join, some people leave. And then, we had this group of people that just worked really well. And then we came up with this name, Ragesquid. And we were like, we really felt like turning it into a company. We all had this sort of ambition to run our own company.
Yeah.
But it was not the right moment yet. We were all still in school, and we had so much other stuff to do, and we also didn't have like the financial sort of financial situation where we could start a company. So it actually took about a year or two before we had the name, and I think we even registered the company already for a long time. But it was, I think it was about a year ago that we actually really took off as a company, and started renting an office here in the Dutch Game Garden building in Utrecht. So yeah, I mean, we've been together for a long time, but actual full-time company, we've been doing that for about a year now.
Cool. But you're still enjoying it though?
Yeah. Well, it's actually a lot of fun. Well, every once in a while I have to sort of look at it from the outside, and then realize that I should be really glad with what I'm doing, because it is a lot of fun, but it can get quite hectic sometimes. And then every once in a while I need to realize hey, this is actually what a couple of years ago I was dreaming of doing this, and now it's actually happening. So sometimes I should sort of ignore all the stress a bit and realize how cool it is.
Definitely.
When you wish upon a star, dreams can come true.
The Gaming Garden, have they been pretty cool with setting you up and helping you out?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I actually we knew for a long time that we wanted to end up here. It's also because of the game jams that we got into contact with the Dutch Game Garden in the first place, and we were already we really love this place, and it's just this. It's just this amazing, building with all these game companies, and everybody helps each other out, and all these cool companies are there, and all these starting companies, but also these big companies, and we really love this. We really loved this place already, and we knew that we wanted to go here, so we already signed up for it. But like I said, it took a while before we really, got into a good situation to start, and then when we felt okay, this is a good time to start, we just immediately was okay, we want to go. We want an office. We want to get this going. And then they set us up real quickly with some sort of a temporary place. So that was really nice. So we could start out we emailed them, and then we went, for a meeting, and then within about a month, we could actually be here and actually, start being part of all this.
Excellent. Yeah, with your brief tour of the office, I can see you've definitely settled in.
yeah.
You know what? Show that for the. Go on. Show it. Go on.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
There's some flags on the wall. And there's some toys, and there's some more toys. There's basically toys everywhere.
Crazy. You picked the one corner in the office which has just got nothing on.
That's what we do. Leon's got like a
I guess
dungeon in the
my
corner.
corner itself is also a bit of a mess. But
There we go.
there's also like a racing track going around. With
Oh,
monitor.
wow.
That's really cool.
That looks like Action Henk.
It even used to work, but that was in the first week, and then just stuff piled on top of it, and now it's not working.
Looking a bit sorry for itself.
So, but it's sort of it's a nice vibe to be in, with all the toys, and it's sort of like it's also, we collected some stuff from our home, so it's some of this stuff is from our childhood, and so because that's also where we want to go with the game. We want this sort of childhood, this nostalgia, so we like to be sort of put in this environment.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, let's get
brilliant.
on to the game anyway. I mean, obviously, Action Henk. We've been playing
love it.
the pre-alpha that Martin sent over to us, and it's so good.
So hard.
it is so much fun, though.
Dave, you are really bad at that game.
I am very bad at that game, yes.
Like at least 10 seconds slower than everyone else.
I just like doing the butt
that's-
slide.
Yeah, you got to release the butt slide.
Uh,
No, but I love that game. Like it's one of those games where I must have spent half an hour, just playing for a bit, half an hour on one level, just retry, trying to get that, a little bit better score.
yeah, it was that last level that got us stuck, the jump right at the start.
The ultimate challenge thing, is that actually
The ultimate challenge.
is that actually
That
possible?
one is.
How do you
That
get
was
across
amazing.
there?
Yeah, how? Like
Okay, so because the level, all the earlier levels are pretty easy,
yeah.
or well, at least they're pretty doable,
yeah.
and but I wanted to see how far I could stretch the mechanics, in terms of difficulty, because it's really the game is built in a way that it's just really simple to get started, and it should be really it should feel right immediately, and it shouldn't feel complicated at first, but eventually you should find out all these little intricate mechanics that can increase your score, but also can get you to all these cool places, like different routes. But I wanted to see how how far I could stretch it with the difficulty. So I tried to make this ultimate test level where I just put everything as hard as possible, basically.
So you can make
about
it.
this much
Yeah, okay.
sort of room for error. But the first jump of that level in specifically, it's about you have to jump 3 times. You don't need to slide. You just jump on the angled piece, because when you jump off an angled piece, you basically go in that direction. So you create velocity. So it's 3 jumps that you need to time perfectly, and then
No wonder I couldn't do it.
Oh, because we were trying to slide.
I was
on-
getting the perfect butt slide every time. This is impossible.
It is.
There's no way to do this.
it is possible with the butt slide, but it's even harder. So it's
Okay.
kind of you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, okay,
So
that
it's
makes sense.
it's a hop, skip, and a oh my god, flying leap of faith.
Also, just so you know, the first jump is the hardest for that level, because I wanted to have
well,
when
yeah, we couldn't
people-
even do the first jump.
I want when people play the level, they should be like, how is this even possible? That's
Well, we're going to give it a go later as well. Again.
Yeah, for sure.
We've been playing
it's
it.
it's be careful, because it's people get stuck in it. They just do it 100 times over and over, and it's like crack or something. I don't know. It's,
Where did you come up with
That's a
the
good way
idea
to
for
see
Action
game.
Hank?
so the idea is actually pretty old already. It was a while ago when we came up with it. So the story is basically, there was this sort of Dutch Game Garden related event where we could showcase games, and we really wanted to start on working on a new project, so we asked them if we could showcase a new prototype there, which was in about a month or two. And they said like, oh yeah, sure, what game is it? And then we were like, yeah, we still have to come up with the game, but we would really love to showcase it there. So that was like a good motivation for us to get started. So then we got going on this sort of concept, and so basically like I always do the the core mechanics and sort of the design. And I really wanted to do a platformer, like a high-speed platformer game. And so we started out with this idea for a 3D platformer, a bit like like Mario 64. That was sort of like a general direction. And then we started coming up with these mechanics and ideas and what we wanted to do with the game. And then every time when we would draw out some sort of level part or some sort of idea, we would end up drawing it from a side view.
Right.
And then eventually we realized that all we came up with was stuff, like
2D style
from the side view. So then we were like, yeah, why are we even doing a 3D platformer if we're basically coming up with all these 2D ideas?
Yeah.
So that's when we decided to go for like a 2.5D platformer. So the gameplay is 2D, but the world is 3D. And I really wanted to do like I love doing stuff with like physics and like all the sort of like going really deep into that. So I just focused on that stuff, and then so it's basically 3 of us. It's 2 programmers and 1 artist. So we basically asked the artist and we said, so yeah, what do you want to do with the visuals? Because that's sort of like where he should shine.
Yeah.
And he really likes doing some like a realistic style, but still colorful, and we like colorful stuff. And so toys is basically a way to still be able to go for a realistic style, but also make it colorful, because we didn't want to go for the cartoony stuff. So that's basically how it combined. I just wanted to do some sort of like really hardcore platforming, and he wanted to do toys, and that's how it sort of came together. And we came up with this idea of sort of a like how it was to be a kid and play with toys, and how it looks in your head to actually make that happen on screen. When stuff explodes around you, and when everything is, you're going really fast, you're sliding, and there's fire and explosions, and like we wanted to give that feeling to the player. We want the player to, when they play the game, feel like, oh, I used to have that toy. Oh, that was so cool. Oh, this makes me remember. It has to be some sort of a nostalgic experience as well.
Definitely.
It looks beautiful. Like I really like the art style. The artist's done like a really good job on what we've seen so far.
Do you like the fireworks and explosions?
Yeah. Who doesn't like
thanks,
fireworks and explosions?
Yeah. I'm also really liking the soundtrack to it as well.
It's really addictive though.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's a friend of ours from Sweden. I don't know if you are perhaps familiar with the demo scene.
No, I can't say we are. No.
Okay. Well, it's some sort of a digital art subculture where people come together. It's some sort of like LAN parties, but people make really cool programs and music and visual. It's like
cool.
All these creative people coming together, and that's how we met this guy. And he's a really cool musician, and then we asked him to do audio for this game, and he's been making really awesome stuff so far. So we can't wait what else he's gonna make.
That's cool, yeah, because I feel the soundtrack really fits in with the craziness that's going on the screen at the time.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
Is there a when do you think it's going to be ready sort of stage? Is it at that point where you know what's happening with it, or is it still all in development?
So we want to put the game on Steam Early Access, and that's gonna be done in about a month or 2. So it's sort of like nearing that stage, because it's also we have several reasons to put it on early access. One very like clear reason is it's financially really nice, because basically we've been making this game on our savings. We've been doing freelance assignments to gather money to be able to make this game, and it's sort of like the money's slowly running out, and we're not really earning anything. So early access is for us a way to continue development, and to fund the rest of the development. And because we're still young and like we don't need a lot of money, so we don't want to get into all this like investors and loans and all that stuff. It's just a bit. So Steam Early Access could definitely help with that, and also just being able to sort of finish the game together with the community and to gather all these feedback. It's also great for us because it's the first game we ever released. So having this sort of like early access is sort of like a step in between, basically.
Yeah.
So if you have some sort of errors here and there, some stuff that you well, I mean, we're gonna make a lot of mistakes probably because it's the first time we're ever gonna release a game. So there's gonna be mistakes. So having this sort of step in between where we can first fix some errors in some sort of alpha state, that also helps out really. So
That's cool.
so yeah, we're going for early access, and it's sort of like we feel that it's coming together and it's like nearing that state, but it's still a lot of work, and we're just working really hard to get that done.
That's cool, man. I mean, like early access is definitely a good way to go. I mean, like
A lot of people going that way.
Yeah,
now,
no,
aren't
for
they?
sure, man, for sure. Have you got sort of any plans to kind of maybe move on to sort of consoles and stuff like that as well, or?
Well, so we make the game in Unity.
Mm-hmm.
So
A
you got
lot of people seem to be
Yeah.
doing that these days.
There's a lot of crossover from Unity, isn't there?
Yeah, so basically on Unity, it's really easy to export to different platforms.
That's good.
So first of all, like releasing on PC, Mac, and Linux is virtually no extra work at all,
Mm-hmm.
because it's sort of the same. Yeah, it's basically it's just computers.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to stuff like console releases, or you can maybe get to do with different performance stuff and input systems, but that's basically all. So we're keeping our options open, definitely because we can do all this stuff, because we have all these options because of Unity. We're like, we'll just sort of keep our options open, and we know it's not that big of a deal to port it. We just have to take a look at performance and like a different input system.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we are planning on sort of trying to go to different platforms. Definitely, yeah. I mean, we feel that the game has sort of like it could definitely go for a console game, like a downloadable
definitely.
console game. And so we would love to go in that direction, but we're still working on it.
I can also see it on the touchpad as well.
We're not sure about like mobile stuff.
I don't
We've
know.
been sort of experimenting with it, but it's kind of tricky because first of all, like the graphics are really like
Yeah.
high quality, so it's hard to get it running on a mobile device.
Yeah.
And also the gameplay is a bit tricky with
You'd have
like
to
touch
dumb
buttons.
Yeah, you'd have to dumb it down to go onto
Yeah.
mobile, I think, and that would
So
ruin
so
it.
we're not sure about that, but then again, like we'll never know. Like maybe we'll still do it, but for now we've just focused on the Steam version.
Definitely.
Oh man, it's awesome. I mean, I'm looking forward to it actually coming out, man. Getting on those leaderboards and see what we can do. I mean, I wouldn't be able to compete really. I mean,
I definitely won't be able to compete.
Well, so yeah, I mean, we want to provide different challenges for the players. So we also want to be able to. That's the cool thing about Steam. You can also compete against your friends, and I think that's gonna be a lot of fun too. If you can, not only have the top 10 world leaderboards, they're gonna be like impossible after a day.
Yeah.
Also for us, probably. I assume that we're just gonna be crushed after a day. But if you can compete against your friends, or if there's a certain way of sort of cutting up the leaderboards into certain categories, then you have some sort of competition, and that should be like, we really want to do that because that's the whole point of the game, just improving your time and then
Yeah.
being the fastest, beating someone.
Yeah. You can do it like by location. So like everyone in England, so you can be like the best.
I don't know, have you played Trackmania?
yes, I have played Trackmania.
Yeah, they have that where they do it per country and then per like sort of region within a country.
Yeah.
So that's really cool, because then the smaller the leaderboard gets, the more chance you have of actually getting to a high spot. So like, I think that's gonna be pretty complicated to build with all the sort of location stuff, but we would love to do something like that.
That'd be
That's
cool.
man. Are you thinking about maybe doing like some form of, I mean, because obviously you're going to be handing out to the community in general anyway, but like maybe like some form of like level editor?
Level editor is a tricky one. Like, we've been hearing that a lot,
Yeah.
obviously. I mean, I would love it too. But we looked at it, and it's gonna be a lot of work to do a level editor. So we would love to do it, but we first want to do the early access and then see how it goes. So if the game gets really huge, and we have like a lot of financial, room, and if we have a lot of room, then we might do the level editor. But for now, it's just too much work.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
It's gonna be like a couple months of work. So there's just too much other stuff that needs to be done first. Also, because all the stuff we've done now is done like in the Unity editor.
Okay.
So it's not like we got any sort of in-game editor ourselves. So
okay,
that really needs to be built from scratch.
Oh yeah, okay. Fair
So
enough.
like we would love it too, but it's just a lot of work. So who knows?
I don't know. Well, fingers crossed it might happen.
Yes,
'Cause-
yes.
'cause, I mean, you know that the community are going to make some ridiculously hard as hell levels.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be so much fun if people can make their own levels, and it's also a way to sort of create content for your game. So it's
maybe what about character builder or something like that? Like you can kind of drop your own face onto the player or something like that. That'd be quite fun.
that should be pretty cool.
Action Mike.
Action stag.
Action stag beetle.
Yeah, so there's also gonna be like a couple other characters in the game as well.
I think we
So I've
glitched out.
Them.
I
I know how to do it now on the
Oh,
thing.
you do know how to
Yeah.
do it. Like, because
I don't know, because it's sort of like we posted some stuff on our Facebook a while ago, like some sort of development stuff, but we're still working on it, and I think we will announce it together with all the Steam Early Access stuff, and then like there's gonna be several characters. So Hank is just like one of the characters, and he's in this sort of like toy world, and he has this. You have these really typical, characters. You have the typical villain and the typical, like master, who teaches, and so it's just. I mean, I guess that's the whole point with toys. It's all really, really typical sort of cliche stuff.
The build we had, if we pressed a certain button, we could change the character.
That's like a secret developer option.
So like we've seen a couple of them. I'm not going to give anything away. There's a teddy bear was one of them, which I think which is an obvious choice if you're going to go with toys and stuff. But it was. They look quite cool. It was weird though because I felt like I was quicker with another character, like instantly.
People have been asking me as well, like other developers, who also play the game. They're like, "Are you sure this character isn't faster?" And I'm like, "No, it's like the same, it's the same piece of physics."
Yeah,
so there
exactly.
shouldn't be a difference. Yeah, but I don't know. It feels faster.
It just feels quicker. I did it, and I was like, "Well, I was half a second quicker," and I swear I didn't do anything different.
Obviously, because you're basing a lot on the toy universe, are you going with any sort of cheeky Easter egg nods at any of the more popular toys, like, I don't know, Lego, Hot Wheels, Micro Machines, those sort of things?
Gotta be careful with the brand.
There's
Gotta be very
definitely a
careful.
couple of references in there already, and we want to put a bit more. It's always kind of a tricky thing, also, considering all the copyright issues and stuff like that. So we want to, do it in such a way that it's like, like a subtle like reference or
Yeah.
because it shouldn't be too much in your face.
Yeah.
Basically, the more it's in the background, the more the higher chance we have of not getting any trouble with it. But
You're going to have a cowboy riding around on a dinosaur with a
Sorry?
spaceman flying around behind him.
If you want to make a stag beetle character, if it would really help you out, Roel, you're allowed to. I will not cause any copyright issues. Don't worry.
That was on my list.
It's on the checklist for most people. There's going to be some game over branding.
There will be a stag beetle in a game at some point.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
One of these days there will be a stag beetle in a game.
So maybe it was Ragesquid that does it.
Might be.
Maybe.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
A more important question: where do we get the awesome T-shirt that you're wearing?
That's a good question. So basically, like I think, like me and someone else, we are the only ones that have a T-shirt. There's two of us who have a T-shirt because
Okay.
we couldn't afford
Go
getting
on,
everyone
stand up a
T-shirt
bit.
yet.
Represent.
So-
Stand up.
Brand, let's see.
Yeah, go on. There it is. There's the beauty.
That's amazing. Love it.
Yeah, we got it. It's lovely.
So basically, like currently we can't even afford to get ourselves T-shirts, but if we have a bit more like room financially, then we would love to do some merchandise as well, or get some sort of a web shop where people can get T-shirts, and we want to make sure that you can get them in any color that you want.
Ah, okay.
Ah,
So
always
I mean,
important.
it has to be colorful. It's all about the colors. So yeah, you
Excellent.
should be able to get some nice colors.
It's all about diversifying. We've recently launched the GameOverYear.jet, and we're offering premium flights across country at the moment. So
That's right.
things are doing well with that.
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
well.
no, it's working magic. Because you can fly in space with it, man. So
It's true.
We've got shooty blasters on it. That's what you need if you're in the GameOverYear.jet. But we have two very important questions for you.
Damn straight.
You
we
may
do.
not know them, you may know them, but they're very important questions. First of all, we always understand that developers don't really have much time to play stuff, but what have you been playing recently?
Let me think. Like, I even knew you were gonna ask this question. Why didn't I just look it up before? But I've been playing some trials actually.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that was yeah. Let me just really quickly just open my Steam here. Let's see if I can find anything.
You got some pretty hot times.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been playing. I see again. Oh, it all comes back now.
I've seen the light.
I've been playing some trials. Definitely, like I love to play that on the couch, at home with some friends. Just really chill and just Trials is definitely a big inspiration as well for Action Henk.
I think that's one of the first things I felt when I played it. It was like a extreme fast version of Trials sort
See,
of thing.
because I'm of the older generation, I remember Uni Rally on the SNES.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like people have been saying that. Like we weren't even aware of that game, but when I see it, I immediately understand why people compare it, because it's also like this curvy game. It's really cool. I actually still have to check it out.
Do it. It's fantastic. You've got like two types. You've got like the race, which is just non-stop high speed craziness, where you've got like different routes that you can get through to the end. Shut up, Mike.
Every
You can't
time
see it,
he
you can't
pulls
see that,
he
we're
pulls out a reference to a game that we have no idea what it is.
You should check it out. It's awesome.
We will do.
Uni Rally.
Yeah, Uni Rally. And then there's the other style, which is like stunts. So you get like a U-boat, and then you just got to do as many stunts as possible within the time limit.
Yeah. I've been looking at videos of the game, and people were doing all these crazy stunts. It's just like a unicycle that does all these flips and stuff, but it's really cool.
I do know that game actually.
Oh, there you go. then.
Now I know what it is.
I don't
Okay.
actually. I don't. I'm
You
still.
will.
Look it up.
I'll take my.
But yeah,
Alright.
so Action Henk, I was like, nice. You've made a modern day version of this, so it's looking forward to it.
Well, what's actually pretty funny is that people are like, I assume that whenever you make a game, people compare to other games. That's just how people sort of get a frame of reference. They're like, oh, it's sort of this game with this game.
Yeah.
But for Action Henk, like, it's always been like we have all this stuff, and people just always pick two of them, and then they say, "Oh, it's just like Sonic with Trials. It's a Super Meat Boy with Uni Rally." Oh, there's always two things, and all this stuff. Like we've seen all this stuff, and personally, I think it's most like Trials, especially if you look at the whole structure. We want to do this whole sort of bronze, silver, gold, metal, and it's a lot like Trackmania and Trials, but just with a platformer. That's like there's no motorcycle, but just platforming.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair
Absolutely.
enough. Other games?
So naturally I really like playing Trials, and I just do that every once in a while. And I've been playing some Trackmania as well a while ago. I was like, it's sort of it's really hard to not play these games as sort of research. Once you get into such a genre a bit deeper, when you play these games, you definitely also play them to see sort of the subtleties and the tricks they do.
Yeah.
But so if sort of any non-speed running racing games I've been playing over the last time was Luftrausers.
Oh yeah, that's a cool game.
Have you been playing that, or have you
I
seen
played
it?
it. I played it at
Rezzed.
I think it Res. Yeah, and yeah, it's so much fun. I need to pick it up actually.
Yeah, it's just like, so it's really cool. Like the guys from Vlambeer, they're basically on the same floor, so it's just like down the hallway. It's their office. That blew my mind the first time I was here.
Do you sort of
But,
like sneak out at lunchtime and sort of go into each other's offices and play the games? Or so you come back?
No, that's actually really cool. Like that's the cool thing about the whole vibe in this building here in the Dutch Game Garden, that it's like really common for everyone to help each other out, and it's funny because we are definitely in a position where we basically need more help than we can offer people.
Right.
I mean, naturally, but the cool thing is that it's sort of like a pass it on thing. So
Yeah.
because our neighbors are Abbey Games from Rose. I don't know if you know about that game.
Not yet.
No, I
not
don't think so.
yet.
No.
So yeah, they released their first sort of game last year, and it was a really good success. And they went from 4 people to like 12 people.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
And yeah, they rented this huge office next to us, and so it's really cool to see like how they sort of exploded, and they were in that situation as well a year or two ago, where they were new and they got advice. Well, a lot from Vlambeer and the folks from Ronimo Games, and they got a lot of help. And now they're basically in the same situation where they're helping us, and they're
Yeah.
like, like they want to pass it on because they're so
Pay it
grateful
forward.
for all the help they got. So I
That's
hope
really cool.
we also one day will be in the position where we can help others.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it feels so nice to have this sort of environment where everybody's just helping each other out. And yeah, definitely playtesting each other's games. That's just a lot of fun every once in a while. Like, hey man, wanted to check out a new build, or I built this new feature. Do you got any feedback? And
That's cool.
it definitely works out great, because if you combine all the knowledge of all these people, you can come up with really cool stuff.
It's
Definitely.
like us when you combine our 3 heads together. Woo! There's power.
No stopping us.
There is no stopping.
Sky is not the
Pinky
limit.
in the brain and old man in the corner.
You know, it would be crazy if all Game Garden got together and made some sort of Uber game together.
Well, we were thinking about creating some kind of a Smash Brothers game with Dutch Game Garden characters.
That's a genius idea.
Do it. Absolutely.
Putting together all these characters from Dutch Game Garden games, and
When
then
I hear
creating some
that-
sort of like a Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
But like
That sounds fantastic.
So somebody started just like
Get on
writing
that.
sort of design document for that and sharing it with all the other developers here, and then everybody's like, yeah, this is so cool. And then, but obviously, like, it's just so many genres and art styles and everything together. That's just so. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen soon, but who knows?
Absolutely.
Think of
Might
the
happen.
possibilities you've got for the Dutch Game Garden for levels, like sort of like just the idea of obviously it's not a garden that you're in, but you could make it in a garden sort of thing of all the worlds of like the stuff that you've got there. Definitely, like that could be quite interesting. There's so many
Yeah.
genres together, and we've always been impressed since we first sort of learnt about the Dutch Game Garden. There's not sort of anything else out there that's really the same for gaming. Hence why we've had so many different people on from the Dutch Game Garden. It's been
awesome.
Yeah,
And
really
I can't
interesting.
wait for
We're
our
coming.
visit. Yeah, we're coming over, man.
we're coming.
Yeah, I heard. Like, I also heard it in the podcast where you actually said like, like we have to come over.
We're doing
Yeah,
it. We're doing it.
I
Should
think
be end of June.
end
time.
of June time. I
Yeah.
think we're
Ah,
coming over.
cool. Yeah, you should definitely drop by. I mean, it's you can. Yeah, there's just so many people here. Yeah, I think you'll like it.
I'm like literally. I'm so looking forward to it.
It's going to be immense.
It's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
The other
So let's see. Yeah, it's.
we have games.
other game.
Yeah, no, like I'm looking at it. So it's basically. I mean, I was pretty hooked to Luftrausers. So have you managed to kill a blimp in that game?
No, I don't think
Like
so.
the big blimp?
No, I don't think
That's
so. As of yet.
just it's also like a really addictive game. It's so just so simple, and you slowly get like I really enjoy games that you basically start out with all the sort of skills and abilities that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I guess in Luftrausers you sort of unlock new stuff. That's sort of like the Vlambeer style. You unlock new stuff, but it's not necessarily better. It's just sort of
Bit
different. It usually has an upside and a downside. And but still, like, I love these games where you start out and you can do everything. You can do the entire game, and you just master the mechanics yourself instead of having this sort of XP meter that goes up and just unlocking new powers by just putting hours in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoy playing those games. Oh yeah, one I forgot. I don't even why did I even forget that? I've been playing a lot of Skate as well.
Love it.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, I
That's
love that
cool.
game.
We started out with the three of us. So one of the other founders is also a roommate of mine, and then another roommate. We've been playing Skate so much, and we started out playing the third one, basically, the newest one,
Yeah.
a long time ago, and we had to complete it completely. Everything had to be done. And then when we were done, we were like, we need more. So then we bought Skate 2, and then we were playing Skate 2. And now when that one was done, we were playing Skate 1. So we've basically been going down in terms of features. Like all of a sudden we couldn't get off our boards anymore. Stuff like
was
that.
the best one though, wasn't it?
I like the second one. The second one was for me.
I don't know. I didn't like the storyline in Skate 3.
Yeah,
but
Skate 3.
I suppose it's not really a storyline.
No,
as much.
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I've
Princess has been captured, and you've only got armed with your trusty skateboard.
That's pretty much it. Rob Dyrdek on it.
What was the storyline again in Skate 3?
It's not really a storyline. I think
It's about
Rob Dyrdek, is it?
Oh yeah,
He's,
Dyrdek. Yeah.
Creating
it's
a
about
crew or
getting a
something.
team or something.
Yeah,
right?
creating a
So
crew together or something. I
that
can't
was
remember.
that was the whole marketing thing for the third Skate, team up with your friends.
Yeah. And then watch them hit you and knock you off your board.
To be fair, I don't think it
But
did.
you could hit people with a board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really needed that. We were doing this really annoying sort of own the spot challenge in the second game, and I don't know, I don't know why it happens, but if you're just at one place for a long time, more and more people start coming towards it,
Yeah.
and then eventually it's just impossible to get to this rail, which is already annoying by itself. So, and then we were like, oh, in Skate 3, you could actually hit people with the board.
I always found in Skate, I didn't like doing the super stupid tricks. I always liked doing it so it was almost realistic and getting the perfect flow and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a guy on YouTube. We were talking about SSX Tricky at work today, which is a great game.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, someone mentioned this guy that does Skate 3 videos.
Oh yeah.
And they are the most ridiculous. He has spent so much time making these videos. So he'll jump onto a wall and wall ride, and there'll be a lamppost, and he'll do it so he kick flips, and the board goes one side of the lamppost, and he's jumping over the other, and it's just such intricate stuff. And on the level editors, he'll be on something and drop a massive heavy item onto the other thing, so it ejects them into the 500 feet up in the air, wall riding across it and stuff. It's great stuff.
Oh man, I have to check that
Have
stuff
you
out.
also seen all the physics glitches and all
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
It is a great game, actually. So the thing is, I will always have a soft spot for Tony Hawk's. The original Tony Hawk's and Tony Hawk's 2 were such good games.
Yeah, for sure.
But
man.
I tried to play whatever the latest one was, and I was like, this is shit compared to Skate. It's just not anywhere in the
I
same
think they just
league.
couldn't keep up eventually.
No.
I mean, I remember definitely Tony Hawk 2. That's super nostalgia for me. I played that so much on the Nintendo 64. Just just finishing every single thing until there was just nothing left to do, and that was just really good. And I think eventually just you can't keep up with one thing. I mean, it becomes repetitive. It doesn't matter how good your game or your concept or your team is. If you do 6 versions or I think there's 10 versions of Tony Hawk already.
That's crazy.
I mean, you
The
just you
soundtrack
can't.
was so good, though.
Yeah, man, it was all about the soundtrack.
was so good. But I mean, when Skate came along, you've obviously got the whole flicking the controller rather than pressing X and Y and whatnot and stuff, and it just felt more natural. You feel like you're actually making that happen rather than just pressing a button, sort of thing.
I don't know if any of you has ever done skateboarding before.
I tried once.
I used to.
I was a blader.
Oh, really?
I
Hated bladers.
know.
No, but I think if you've done any skateboarding before, then like skate is just an instant. Like it's. I mean, I've done a lot of skateboarding myself. I still do a bit, and it's just. I mean, it's just so much. I remember when that game came out, I was still skating, so I was totally stoked for that game. Like, oh, it's just like real skateboarding.
Yeah.
And it's not about just
Yeah.
doing one manual and then doing like a
Yeah.
million point combos and
Yeah.
stuff. It's about actually doing cool stuff on a skateboard. That was just really cool. And I remember like the original Skate, the storyline is about, it's some sort of a realistic skateboarding storyline
Yeah.
where you have to get photos
up,
and coverage and then sort of become a pro and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
We have one very important other question for you. What is the best thing you have eaten this week?
The best thing I've eaten this week. It's early, like it's Monday.
Oh, okay.
People-
Oh,
okay.
last
when we
week, then.
say this week, we mean like in the last 7 days.
Last week.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're
let me
right.
think.
Because this comes out Wednesday, so you've got like a 10-day period. sort of.
So if you know you're going to have
Alright,
some
so,
amazing
Don't
meal
be
tomorrow,
like, yeah,
then
Christmas,
that's fine.
it was pretty good having turkey and stuff, but, you can go a little further back.
All right. Like I do remember like from today. There's this place called Broodje Mario,
Right.
and it's like a broodje is like a like a sandwich or just like a bread or.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's a place, it's here in Utrecht, and it's pretty close, and it's sort of it's kind of a local thing,
Yeah.
and it's just some sort of like Italian. It's just it's just a piece of bread. Like it's really simple.
You're not
actually.
selling it to
It
us.
doesn't really sound that awesome, but
But
it's
it's
just
the
bread, and
best
it's like an
bread in
Italian
the world.
bread with cheese and like Italian sausage on it, and some peppers and some vegetables. But it's kind of like a local classic. If you drop by, you should definitely try it out. And it's really simple and it's really delicious. It's definitely. I think that's And I don't eat really well lately, so this is probably the best I can come up with.
2 cans of Red Bull and a packet of Polos.
Like the indie noodle thing is
Yeah.
sort of like, it's happening.
Yeah.
Definitely.
As, working in the QA industry, I know the diet well, so when you get a chance to have vegetables and meat, you try and jump on that with both hands.
Yeah, like I drop by my parents
jumping
every
meat.
once in a while, and then like, I'm always so grateful because then I got like proper food, and it's
Yeah.
always amazing.
Absolutely.
So, Leon, my man,
Oh yeah.
what have you been playing this week?
I have been playing quite a few games actually, which is like
He's got
it's-
his game on.
I know it's not just like
Crazy.
2 games, like last week. I played some Hearthstone first, and I was playing against one of my friends, and she was completely whipping my ass at first because I just
How are you finding the RNG of Hearthstone?
Sorry?
The randomness. Of
Oh yeah.
RNG.
random number generator.
Oh, okay. No, it is. Yeah, it's all luck, really, isn't it? Like
Pretty
most of
much.
the time. But I mean, I didn't really have the decks at first, so I was sort of like unlocking cards while I was going against her.
Yeah.
So I was losing. I lost probably about a good like 5-6 games, and then after that, I started making my own deck because I had some like cards to play with. And then I started winning, which was nice.
Yeah, winning's always good.
But it's a really cool game. I mean, I played it a little bit in the beta, and I didn't really sort of get back into it. And then we just thought, you know what, screw it, let's play this.
It can get very addictive.
And yeah, we played it for about, I think it was probably about 2 hours or so.
Nice.
So just game after game, and that was a lot of fun.
Have you played that at all?
Bill?
Me, like I don't know where you're pointing at. So.
Have you played Hearthstone?
So that is pretty funny. I think it was also like about a week ago or 2 that I saw it for the first time because I heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the Blizzard. It's from Blizzard developers, right?
That's
It's
right.
from
Yeah.
Blizzard developers who created this it's a card game.
Yeah.
I heard about it and then I saw it for the first time on I think it was on an iPad, and I was like, hey, I heard about this game and I saw him playing, and it's just like the sort of level of polish just blew my mind. It's just like every button you press, there's something coming out of the screen and popping at you,
Yeah.
and there's just you
Yeah.
can touch anything and stuff happens.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's just so I was definitely amazed by just the quality of the game itself, and it seemed like a fun game. So I haven't played it yet, but I mean I've been trying also stuff like like Magic, and I've been sort of trying it, but I've never really got into it. But I guess maybe this is sort of a way, it's just a bit easier to get into. It seems like it's a bit less complex.
It is. Speaking as a Magic player, the Hearthstone is a lot easier to get your head round, and just a lot sort of simpler and a lot more fun as well.
Yeah. So do you think that's a good thing or not? It's easier.
It's easier. I mean, the cool thing with Hearthstone is that it's free. So you can just pick it up and you can play it, and you can. But obviously you can put money into it and you can buy cards, but there's no pressure on to do that. So you can spend as much time with it as one, and you can either go with the slow and steady way and pick up the cards that way, or you can just go, fuck it, it's payday, I'm going to buy all the cards. With Magic, it's not quite like that. It's kind of
Magic is pretty expensive, right?
It does. It gets horrendously expensive. It's kind of like
I had a friend who played Legacy, and that's
that's insane prices on Legacy.
yeah.
So yeah, with Hearthstone, you can pretty much run in with a deck, and a basic deck will sort you out, and you can have fun with it. With Magic, you kind of like have to spend the time and the money and the effort to actually get somewhere where you feel that you can start playing the games and enjoying them. And I'm going to stop talking now because Mike's making signs.
I was just saying, like, it's over my head.
Yeah.
I played Magic when I was like 12, and like I've never really gone back to it. When I think of card games, I think of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
And
And
poker,
Snap.
actually, to be honest.
Poker. Oh yeah.
Oh, poker's an amazing game.
But yeah, moving on from card games, I played a little bit more of Child of Light because you finally got it now.
I
haven't
have.
you, Dave?
I have the key ring and everything now.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Oh, did you get the
special
edition?
Yeah, the super
They
duper
don't
whooper
do one
edition.
for the Xbox One.
Do they not?
Nope.
Not that I can find. It's
No.
on the PS4 and PC, but there's not an Xbox One
PC
one.
and
I
PS4
didn't get-
/ PS3 the only ones that are doing the special collector's edition. Xbox, you can buy the code to download the game, so you can just have the game, but you don't get any
The
of the
game's
extra
cheap.
It is cheap. It is cheap. I mean,
$6.99 on Xbox One.
Oh really? That's really cheap.
Yeah, it's
It's because you
stupidly
can't get
cheap.
anything else for it,
okay.
I presume.
Now, I mean, I think I paid about. I think it was about $11.99 on Steam, something like that.
I paid about 18 quid for mine.
But
That's the
Yeah.
thingy version.
it is such a great game. I mean, I've got further now. I mean, I've unlocked more of the skill tree. I've got the full skill tree now.
Oh,
and stuff
nice.
Like that. And this one boss just kept handing it to me like over and over again. It was it was really frustrating. But then I kind of realised I was like, I'm getting my tactics all wrong here. You know, I need to just bust out with all magic, and then I'm going to be laughing because I'm not going to spoil anything for you. I don't want to say anything. So, it is really awesome. I still love the art style, still love the music, but yeah, it is really frustrating on hard for me at the moment. But it's worth it.
What game are you talking about?
Child of Light.
Child of Light. It does ring a bell, but I haven't played it.
It's the new one by Ubisoft. Came out last week.
A couple of weeks ago.
Week
I think it's
before.
a couple of weeks ago now.
It's very what's the style?
It's kind of like Studio Ghibli kind
Yeah.
of like art style.
Have you ever heard of a game called Limbo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so think of a happier, colourful version of Limbo. But
All right.
But mixed with Final Fantasy because it's like an RPG kind of system as well. I'm just trying to think.
And skateboarding.
yeah,
Oh, I'm up for it. If that's skateboarding, I'm totally up for it.
with some speed runs thrown in for good measure.
It's all based around these toys that run up and down.
Yeah, you can do butt slides and.
Yeah, you got some stiff competition there.
But no, Martin. I saw that Martin has been streaming it on his XCar Media. That's the bust him out there.
Yeah,
he's been playing it on his Twitch. So speak to Martin about it. I think he's digging it as well. So it's definitely worth picking up. I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Then moving on, I really wanted to play some N64 this weekend.
I noticed it was out.
Yeah, but then I realised I didn't have an RCA to SCART adapter.
Nope.
And couldn't play it. So I busted out the Ouya instead.
Bam.
So and played some Well, just some like N64 games, but
Were they any good?
the problem is I found that the N64 emulator on the
It's
Ouya
rubbish.
is not very good.
No, it's not at all.
It's like, for instance, remember when we played Super Smash Bros?
When they had no faces.
Yeah, their faces. No, there were face. There was a face.
Kirby without a face is just a balloon. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't
Sounds
work.
like the stuff of nightmares.
It was quite scary. Donkey Kong looked really weird without a face.
But yeah, no, I tried to tweak it, so I used like different plugins and stuff like that to be able to try and make Super Smash Bros. At least so that I could see things
Visually.
But it slowed down the game so
Oh,
much.
God.
But it was like really funny because like the first battle was kind of like okay, yeah, it was manageable. But like the second battle was like it's against like Team Yoshi. Jesus Christ, that was so slow. It was unbelievable. But I think it kind of played to my advantage there, just because the fact of that I was like, oh yeah, okay, I can jump and then just sort of see myself gradually go up, oh, I can hit kick now. Hey!
So it's basically Super Smash
sounds like
Matrix Brothers.
Whole load of not much fun.
Yeah, so that didn't really work. But I mean, I'm going to pick up an RCA to SCART adapter at some point and definitely get my N64 on. I did play some. Because I had the UR out, I was like, well, screw it, let's play some UR.
Do it.
Bomb Squad, back on that again.
So
I was
good.
playing that with a couple of friends, and that game is just brilliant. I love playing that game.
Yeah, Roel, if you ever get a chance, get where the Ouya knocking. I don't know if you guys have one over there. Look up Bomb Squad. It's basically like Bomberman, but so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Bomberman is definitely a classic. So.
But yeah, it's prepared to get your competition on. Fists will fly.
That's cool. So,
You can
but
play up
it's
to,
only
like-
for the Ouya.
Yeah, I think
like-
so. I think
I
they might be
I
releasing.
think I
it,
know. Well, I probably know someone who has an Ouya, but
Yeah, you can
I
have
haven't
up to
been hearing
8
a lot
people.
about it lately, though.
It has gone a little bit quiet. On the.
But I didn't know you had like a N64 emulator on it.
Yeah, there's SNES emulator, Sega emulator, and there's also a PS1 emulator on there as well.
Oh, okay, but like this, the N64 one doesn't really work properly, or
No.
No, not from what I can. It just doesn't. Yeah, I mean, like I've tried a few other games. I tried what was it? I'm just trying to think.
Mario 64.
No, I didn't try that. I know I tried to run Blast Corps. That didn't happen. that didn't
wouldn't.
happen at all. Like literally, it came up with the first two opening logos. So Nintendo 64, then whatever the game.
Rare.
Who made? Was it
Rare.
Rare? It was Rare, wasn't it? Came up with the Rare logo and then just off. Like
Because
nothing.
Blasco was the one that used the extra memory.
Yeah.
So it needed that in order
oh
to
yeah, I
run.
remember like the extra car you could put in.
Yeah.
I
It was
see. I've
like-
got that on my N64. I haven't got Blast Corps anymore.
Well, it's
though.
good when we play Mega Drive and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
When
the
we
Mega
emulate
Drive
that,
and the SNES and
it's
all that worked
amazing.
fine. Yeah. But I mean, that Bomb Squad, you can go up to like 8 players on that thing, man. It's ridiculous.
I think I actually played that. Yeah. I realize now that I actually played the game you're talking about. But it was like a while ago. No, I know why I don't remember it, because I play with, you can connect like you can connect your phone or something as a remote.
I'm not sure. I don't think
Really?
I've tried that. I don't know.
I think it's I think that was called Bomb Squad.
Yeah, because we got as far as like connecting up Xbox controllers and PlayStation controllers and stuff that you can do. But I didn't realize you could actually connect your phone up as well.
That'd be really cool if that was the case. Well, I don't know. We'll have to look into that later. I'm just trying
One
to
of these
think.
days, you guys will beat me at some of these games.
I think
Alright,
I beat you the
fucking
first time I played you.
Yeah, once.
Yeah, what?
Oh, I'm still counting that as a victory.
Standing there on your high
Like,
horse. There.
on no other game have I ever been beaten.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
That sounds like a
I'm gonna
challenge.
have to. Yeah, let's just do this. I'll get some StarCraft on or something.
Yeah, StarCraft's a bit unfair.
Oh, what? Yeah.
I can play it, but I don't think it's not really.
You guys
much-
will never beat me, but only at the games of my choosing.
No, Micro Machines is a generic game. NBA
Oh,
Jam's
okay.
a generic game.
All right, fair
Like, let's
enough.
play some Madden if you want to go down that route, and we'll
fuck.
see what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
fair
not-
enough. Fair point. Fair point. I'm just trying to.
You haven't
think
played StarCraft in ages.
I haven't. It's because I'm just fed up of
Can he
getting.
be bothered?
Well, no, I'm fed up of getting beaten. I suppose.
Oh, that's why I left Madden. I've left it alone.
I'm
now.
sure Michael tell us all about his Killer Instinct beatings this week.
I didn't actually play Killer Instinct this week.
Oh, did you not? What did you play then?
I played. What did I play? Oh, You fucker, you've got me into like getting achievements. Like I was looking at stuff and I was like, I've never completed a single game on my Xbox 360 to a full or on my Xbox One. Right, I'm gonna have to do this. So I started
Welcome to the dark
I started
side.
on Titanfall. Fuck me, these achievements are a bastard.
So just quickly, Action Henk, does it have any achievements in it?
Not yet, but it will definitely.
Hooray!
That makes Dave
Dave,
I'm
gets
a very
man
happy
boner on
man.
it.
captain.
I
Absolutely.
remember from a previous podcast you were saying like, oh, achievement, oh, like that's totally your thing, right?
Yeah, totally.
He is.
I am the achievement
There will
whore
be
of the group.
achievements in there, yeah, definitely. Like, and I mean, I think the cool thing about achievements is as well, you can do some really crazy stuff as well. That some stuff,
Yeah.
just that's just insanely hard or just really. I mean, have you I've been playing like a while ago. I played a lot of Spelunky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Leon's a good fan of
Playing
Splunky.
as well. I really enjoyed it. Like also one of those games where you basically start out with all the sort of mechanics and all the like you just have to get better at it, and there's nothing you can upgrade or anything. And you know you start looking at these achievements that you can reach, and then I always love looking at the sort of the global stats for Steam, and then seeing the percentage of people that made that achievement.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, you know, like only 10% got this achievement. And it always goes like, you know, like 70, 50, 30, 10%, 1%, 0.1%. And then you get these insane achievements like finish the game on you know, like through hell without touching any, you know, gold bars or without earning any money, basically. That's just, I mean...
Ridiculous mode.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I have Cave Story Plus. It was a remake of a very old game, and some of the achievements on there are insane. And I have one of them, which is like 1.7% of other people have actually got this achievement. So I'm just like, yeah, this is a great sense of
I mean,
satisfaction.
it makes you feel so badass.
It does.
Even though it's kind of like, it's also, you know, you're like, oh, did I just you know, put all this time and effort into this?
The blood,
little
sweat, and tears that I put into it, and the years of playing, has finally paid off.
Yeah, one of these days you'll finish Bejeweled.
Oh, don't even go there.
I need to get Peggle 2.
Why?
It looks amazing. Like it's like I've been looking at it for ages, going, oh.
So it's actually good. We were sort of slating it off last week.
I've heard it's amazing.
Really?
Like from
Okay.
all the stuff that I've seen, it's really really addictive.
Is it like a new Peggle or?
Yeah, Peggle 2. I think it's just come out on 360, but like it was being on Xbox One for a while, and I was looking at it going, it's £8. Is it worth it? Is it not? But yeah, everyone I've spoken to that's actually played it said, yeah, it's really, really addictive.
Oh, okay.
So I might have to get on that. But yeah, the achievements thing with Titanfall, there's some fucking really hard achievements to get. One of them's you've got a what's the shooty blasty railgun? Railgun, is it?
Yeah, I think it's the railgun.
Could be
You've
called
got
railgun.
a goose. Do you know what goosing is?
Yeah.
No, I
When when someone ejects, you shoot them.
Oh yes.
You've got to
It's
hit
basically
someone
called
with a
goosing
fucking
because of Top Gun.
yeah, because of when he ejects.
Okay, yeah. I'm with you.
You've got to kill someone doing that,
Oh.
and you've got to do for the other achievement. You've got to kill 10 people doing that. It used to be 50. They put it down to 10 because it was such a hard achievement to get. But with the railgun, it's just a nightmare. And then
This is where you get friends involved. You eject and I shoot you.
Yeah, I might have to. There's also the other one that is unlock everything, which I thought, like, it's not that hard. Like, I'll just shoot loads of stuff. But I suck with every gun apart from, like, the ones I'm used to. So shotgun, to, like, level up everything has taken me, like, 4 hours just on the shotgun.
Man.
So I've got to go do all of them. So I've done everything on all the Titans now, and I
Okay.
just need to do the sniper rifle,
Ugh.
the other sniper rifle, and some other gun, I think. And then I've done that bit.
Some-
That's
Gun.
still
But
sounds
I've
good
still
work.
I've got a lot to do still. I'm on 600 out of 1,000, and now I have all the bugger ones that are going to take a long time to do.
Yeah,
Which I'm not
it's always the
looking
way.
forward
You go, oh, I'm going to get all these achievements. You get all the easy ones out of the way, and then you're like, oh crap.
Fair
Tough.
enough, man.
Anything else you've been up to this week?
Disney Infinity.
Oh yeah.
I had to go and get my phone because I downloaded a new app.
Oh, what? So you can see what you've got.
I do now, so I can tell you I currently own 22 of 38 characters.
Still, that's
Money.
only 16 characters left to go.
Well, that's including the crystal characters. So, although I added 2 crystals to my collection this week.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I did. I got myself. Who the fuck did I get? Agent P from Phineas and Ferb, and I got Buzz Lightyear in
awesome.
crystal.
Good choice.
But yeah, I also found that there's a super rare one.
Oh yeah.
So there's Apprentice Mickey, who's rare-ish. There's the crystal one, which is pretty hard to find. I found one online. I'm going to buy that. And then
How much is that going to set you back?
Only 15. It's only about 5 or more for that,
Right.
because they're not
okay.
super rare yet. Once they run out of them, then they'll become rare. Then there's Mickey D23, who has literally is exactly the same, except his moon is more lit up on his head. They only made 5,000 of them. An unopened one on eBay is 150 quid. And I'm like, yeah, not going to pay that for that one. That's going to be one that I'm not going to collect.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
It's all your Christmases and birthday monies put together.
No, I'm gonna go mad, but I'm not spending 150 quid on a fucking Mickey Mouse.
Having a laugh.
Like, that's mad.
Yeah, you spend 150 quid on all the other Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, game were like, I walked in there and I bought a couple more characters and stuff, and they were like, yeah, you know what's coming. I was like, yeah, don't ask me to pre-order it yet because I don't want to put any money down on it at the moment. And he goes, oh no, you should definitely pre-order it. I was like, I will pre-order it on one condition. And they're like, what's that? And I was like, you change my other pre-order to that, because I looked at my app today. I've got 5 pre-orders set for things that have just been extended to God knows when. I was like, yeah, put a pre-order on that. Like, oh no, we can't move it. I was like, yeah, you can. You were the ones that suggested it, so I got that pre-ordered, didn't I? Have you seen Disney Infinity before?
Me, like, isn't it like with sort of you buy toys and then you put them on something and then you have some sort of a game world around it?
Yes, exactly. It's
I think I saw that in a store when in the US, and it was, I don't know, like I wasn't immediately a huge fan of the concept. But I don't know. Like I don't know much about it.
It's
honestly.
mainly because I have a 6-year-old. Like that, it kind of that's our game together. But it's like the thing that is really interesting about it is it's one part of it is you build your world. So as you unlock everything, you build your own Disney world of every character. And the thing with Disney is that they pretty much own the rights to fucking everything these days. Mm-hmm. So hence why they're going to do, at the end of the year, they're doing the Avengers version. So all of Marvel's going to be
I'm sure there'll be a Star Wars one out.
Well, I would assume they'll do Star Wars now that they own it as well. But the other part is that it's every kind of gameplay. So there's like, you go into adventures and there'll be, a bronze is really designed for a 5 to 10-year-old, and a gold, like I struggle with a lot of them.
Okay.
And you can have a racing game, you can have platformer. There's so many different options in it.
Oh, cool.
So like you buy your characters who you level up, and like that's just your chosen person. It just changes the dynamic of how they play. You're still the same kind of gameplay sort of thing, but you might have different attacks and look different. But you also get game worlds, so there'll be like Toy Story, or there'll be Monsters Inc. and stuff like that, and there's a whole game devoted around that as well. So like I got hooked on that thing really quickly. It's dangerous. It is quite expensive though.
So are the games? Are they any good? Like, are the games good as well? Or?
That's the thing that shocked me, because when I first got it, I kind of bought it for her and was like, yeah, I'll buy these for her and we can collect them together. Yeah. And like instantly, I was trying to nudge her off the controller and be like, yeah, my turn, sort of thing.
Oh, really?
Because there's some of them I don't genuinely understand how, someone can do them. Like, they're really, like, the time challenges, like, from your game perspective, you must be able to appreciate, like, the sort of the thing of it. There's a race that there is no physical way to do this race. I've nailed that fucker, and I'm 3 seconds behind, and I don't know how you do it. But the main thing is you've got like all the one-off levels. Every character has a one game mode, and you unlock more game modes through it. Mm-hmm. And then you have the worlds, and the worlds are where you really get into it. So I've been playing the Pirates of the Caribbean one, and you level up your boat and you go across the seas and stuff. And as you go through it, it felt like Pirates of the Caribbean. Of course, it felt like that. It felt like Assassin's Creed for one bit. I was like, this is like the same kind of thing. It was like Black Flag.
It sounds impressive that they've actually spent the time and effort to actually make a decent game of it, rather than just making some sort of knockoff marketing.
Well, when I first played it, I thought that's exactly what I thought. I thought this is going to be a Skylanders, piece of piss game that it has no depth. You have a basic level editor and whatever. Yeah. And after playing it, the one thing that I'm really gutted is at the moment the online presence isn't really there, so you can't see other people's worlds. Because I've been on YouTube and seen what people have created.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can just create a world out of the blocks that are there. You have action blocks, so you can have a button that causes something to do something, and you create an actual physical game out of it. So it's very much like, what's the one that's on
Adventure?
Little Big Planet, yeah. And what's the Xbox One and Project Spark and things like that. Yeah. It's that built into it. And I kind of laugh because Project Spark, when I first saw it, the Disney Infinity, the beginning is just a spark, and it says everything starts from a spark, and you build it from that. But yeah, I've just been hooked on that all week. I think that's about it.
Fair enough.
What about you, Dave?
Well, I've been playing Hearthstone too, so I'm going to have to get your battle tag and learn you the ways.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to kick my ass.
I still have because I've been playing it for a while now, and because I've been playing it since pretty much alpha. So they keep doing wipes. So I had a ridiculous amount of cards, then they got wiped, and so I now have to build up my stack again. So I don't have all the really good ones yet, but I'm getting there. Played some World of Warcraft, played some Diablo 3.
You went back to them.
So yeah, I went back to them. So there's a definite Blizzard theme going on this week. Played Child of Light, finally. I was well happy with that. I got it Friday night. I got home from work about 1:30 in the morning, and I saw that the parcel had arrived, and I was like, "Well, I'm not working tomorrow. I could open it and start playing it, but no, go to sleep." So, so I was playing that all day Saturday. Some of Saturday. I've done the first boss. I've got to the bit where I can fly around now, and I've just gone running around killing as many things as possible, and getting the hang of the control. The fighting's really difficult to get used to.
It is, yeah. There's a big learning curve on it for sure.
Because everything's a cast bar, and if you do an attack in the cast bar and the enemy gets to the end of the cast bar, they interrupt you. Yeah. And then if you do it the other way around, you interrupt them. So I keep getting confused because I'm like, they're in the cast bar, so I'll do my cast to try and interrupt them, but then they end up interrupting me.
Yeah, you just got to get the timing right, man. That's all it is, man. You just got to work it out.
So yeah, that was cool. Played some more Magic. I think what else? It's been very bitty because obviously it's been mental at work. Yeah. So it's kind of like by the time I get home, I've got maybe an hour or two to try and get some gaming in. No, so it's kind of pick it up and go. Oh, I picked up a new mobile game. It's called Dungeon Pets.
Oh, okay.
It's Tamagotchi meets Pokemon.
Nice.
Yeah. So you get an egg.
Got me interested.
And so you're sitting there on the train looking like a real tool because you've got to rub your phone to break the egg. But they've obviously got the timing a bit off because you just keep going. And it's like, keep rubbing. And you're there for about 2 minutes. And it's like, keep rubbing. And you're like, nothing's happening. And then suddenly this thing will pop out and it'll be they've got earth creatures.
I have that problem when I keep rubbing.
So there's earth, fire, water, air, the usual elemental creatures. And then you take them into a dungeon and then you fight other creatures. It's all really simple, basic stuff. And then you just level them up and they evolve into bigger creatures. Mm-hmm. But it's quite clever is each day is a different dungeon. So it's not, and it's always randomly regenerated.
Okay.
So it's kind of like roguelike type game. So you have a limited amount of stuff that you can go in with, and then if you die, then that's it, and then you come back out and you lose everything. And the Tamagotchi part of it is that you've got to keep feeding them and keep if they get sick or whatever. But it looks like a proper Tamagotchi. And it's all really simple UI as well. And so I've been getting strangely hooked on that because it's rare that it's a free game that's got no in-app purchases, and it's offline, and it's so it's great because obviously I work in London and spend most of my time on the underground with absolutely no signal whatsoever. So it's good that I'm sitting on the train going, I need to play a game, and I'll just whip that out.
I love playing the trick on the underground where you set your alarm for in a minute, and then your like ringtone starts going off, and you answer it. You're like, "Yeah, I'm just testing out this new phone. Great signal, mate. It's amazing."
They are getting that way though. Is that Vodafone or something?
It's Virgin Media, isn't it, or something that's down there? Isn't it?
Something crazy.
But for Wi-Fi,
that's Wi-Fi.
yeah, there's Wi-Fi. There's no 2G signal, but eventually you'll be able to run everything through internet rather than 2G.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's true.
Yeah, I do occasionally see people on the phone on the underground. So maybe they're doing that alarm trick and just winding
Might be
like
just,
everybody's doing that.
it might be just,
Oh man.
just trolling people. I have the best phone ever. I can make calls underground.
just got someone with a cup and the string just hanging out of the door and just like, yeah, I've got you, mate. I've got you. Oh, my ear.
But no, fingers crossed. I'll have more of a weekend this weekend to actually do proper gaming. Been playing. Oh yeah, Shadowrun as well. Been playing some of that.
Fair enough, man.
I've just remembered one of the funniest moments of my life on the train. This family, like, they're...
I think it's going to be. I think it's probably going to be the last story to wrap up. We're at the end, so
that's not a problem.
Let's do this.
Let's, right, so this family were running for the train, and the dad got onto the train, and the young son got on, and the older son sort of thing was running, and the door's shut, and they're right, like, face to face. And like everyone's looking at them, sort of like, "Hey, he hasn't made it." And the guy just goes, "I'll never see you again," and puts his hand on the thing, like blowing him a kiss, sort of thing. And the train goes off, and you just see this guy like, "What the fuck?" It was a moment of pure genius.
That's fantastic.
That's so good. That's so good.
All right. News.
No,
we don't have time for
we don't have time for it. We've gone over our allotted time.
Was there any good new releases?
No.
Yeah, so we're going to leave it on that. We're going to update it on that.
The news is stuff happened.
Stuff happened. I swear. Borderlands 2 is coming on Vita, and there's a Kirby Triple
3DS,
Deluxe coming out on the 3DS.
Yeah. If you want to know more about Kirby, watch the Twitter tomorrow. I'll put up a trailer for it.
Exactly. So there we go.
Take off his face. And he looks
yesterday,
like a
because you'll now listen to this on Wednesday.
So, Roel, man, where can we find all of your jazz?
So yeah, we got actionhenk.com. That's Hank with an E. It's like Dutch spelling. And obviously Ragesquid.com. That's you can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. That's sort of like where if you want to be up to date, that's sort of where you have to be at. We've been trying this blog thing for a lot of times. Like, yeah, now we're gonna really do this weekly blog post, and like it never happens. So Facebook and Twitter is the way to sort of be up to date. And so yeah, Action Henk is coming to early access in a month or two, and well, I hope a lot of people will play it, because that will, enable us to work on it for a longer time and make it even better and add more cooler features, like maybe like the level editor. Who knows?
And the stag beetle, of course.
And the stag beetle.
No, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, we definitely are all looking forward to it here for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really great to hear.
Yeah, but well, we're going to play some after this podcast anyway.
Yeah. Now we know what to do.
Cool.
So yeah,
and you know how to do like the ultimate test level now.
That's all I've been thinking of the whole time of this podcast. Going, can we finish this fucker so I can try and do this jump?
We're out of time. No, we have to wrap it up.
That's why, like, you can't see us. We've got it booted up, and we're like, just wrap it up already. Let's play.
Let's get this thing on.
Cool. Yeah. If you ever need any help on any of the levels, you can just let me know.
We'll do.
I think we're going to
There'll
take
just be a
off on that.
screaming voice message from me, like, it's not possible.
Well, it's been definite having a pleasure of having on.
Having a pleasure.
It's definitely been having a pleasure. Okay.
Oh my god, it's been a pleasure having you on.
That's the one I was going to say.
One too many knocks to the head, apparently. From
I've been on the J2Os again.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Well, no, we're glad to hear it, man. Well, once the game is out and everything like that, you're more than welcome to come back on the show, and hopefully
Cool.
we'll come and come and see you when we come and visit the garden, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you come and visit, I can show you like the latest shiny build.
Oh yeah, man. Sounds good. All right, and cool, man. Well, should we wrap this thing up then?
Wrap this mother.
Okay,
Let's do it.
If you'd like to take part in our conversation, you can either post on our Facebook wall, facebook.com/gameoveryear.
You can tweet us at @GoVR.
What's the email? Yeah, that's right. It's contact us at gameoveryear.net.
And obviously, the most important place to go to is our website, which is gameoveryear.net.
Followed shortly by gameoveryear.jet
And
and gameoveryear.pet.
and then we're going to be based in London, so it'll be gameoveryear.met.
Brilliant.
There we go. Well, thank you for
Most
joining
important.
us. And
Until next time,
Game over, yeah.